This is the 2024 Honda HR-V Sport. And in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to give you the ultimate tour. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm at Holmes Honda so that we can give you the details, the ins and the outs on this particular model. It has an exterior color of urban gray pearl coat. It's all-wheel drive, so that's a good thing. If you need an all-wheel drive vehicle, well, here's an option for you. All trim levels are available with all-wheel drive, and you will find roomy seating and a little more cargo capacity than most rivals. That's always a good thing. So let's dig in a little bit deeper and see exactly what we have with this model. We'll start here on the front end. Good news if you're a big fan of LED lighting, because you have LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. And I told you that this model is all-wheel drive. Let's talk a little bit more about the tire and wheel combination and what the numbers are here. 225 on the width. We're gonna have a 55 series sidewall wrapped around the 18-inch wheels. As we work our way up to the side view mirrors, you'll find the gloss black mirror caps, turn signal indicators built in. They are heated, they are power adjustable. Now they are manually folding. You also have your blind spot indicator right there built in. And let me pull the remote out and show you what's here. We'll take advantage of the sun right here to show this to you. Obviously, the number one thing people like to know about where the remotes are concerned, does it have a remote start? Yes, it does. It is a proximity key, and it does have the walk-away feature. Now, this particular model does not have a sunroof. Some people like that, some people don't. It just depends on your personal preferences. Shark fin antenna up there. You're gonna have the rear roof spoiler to finish things off right here, as well as your rear window wiper, LED tail lights out back, and you're gonna have the HR-V and Sport logos back here, along with that single tip exhaust, should that be dual tip. And what motivates this HR-V to get down the road? Well, for those of you who are not fans of turbocharged engines, I have good news for you. It's a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. It makes 158 horsepower, 138 pounds-feet of torque. It is mated to a CVT. Let's take a look at the MPGs on this model. So here's what we have. 25 city, 30 highway, 27 combined, and 3.7 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. You do have capless fuel fill here. And one thing that I know is of interest, I'm gonna lock the vehicle, and notice you also have a locked gas door, so that's helpful. How big is your gas tank? It's 14 gallons. And while the rear door is not power, it is dampened, very easy. Once you move it just a little bit, everything takes over and it automatically raises up. Pretty easy to deal with. 24.4 to 55.1 cubic feet of cargo capacity, quite a bit back here for this particular model of vehicle. I have folded the rear seats flat to show you what everything looks like maximized. You have your rear lighting back here for your cargo area, a 12-volt power outlet, and one of the most important things that I think a lot of people are going to want to know about, underneath the floor right there is a spare tire. Okay, let's take a further look into the interior and see what your rear seat passengers are going to find. Black interior, orange contrast stitching. That is a good thing. It breaks things up nicely. You'll find that in a couple of different areas. You've got cloth seating here. Again, that orange contrast stitching and a bit of a unique pattern here as well. Now, you don't have the magic rear seats. I think if you keep asking about that, who knows, Honda might bring that back. I know a lot of you really liked that feature. Now, these seats also do not recline back, so in the interest of fair reporting, that's what you have. How about the armrests? Well, putting my arm up there, that seems acceptable for being comfortable, I would say. I won't have my arm up there for long, so hard to say what that would be like in the long term. A bottle holder here, I would call that more of a bottle holder than a door bin, but that's what you have. And a roomy seating area back here in the rear for your rear seat passengers. Now, you will only have a seat pocket on the passenger side there, not here on the left. And then a little bit of space in this area. Now, you'll notice no air conditioning vents and no USB connectivity back here in the rear seating area. But keep in mind, you're coming in under $30,000 on the price point with this model. And as I mentioned earlier, no sunroof here either. I did mention to you earlier that this model comes in under $30,000. How much exactly is that? $29,480. Let's see what else you get for that price beyond what I've already shown you. A little bit more space here with the armrest. More of a door bin than I'd say what we have with the rear. Now on the sport trim level, you will not find power seats for the driver or the passenger, but you do have a very convenient pass-through right here. And you'll have a USB port on each side, one here on the passenger side, one on the left-hand side of the driver's side over there. Also another one right here. And we'll go ahead and hop on inside here. We'll close the door to get rid of all that wind out there and take a quick look across the dash. Obviously, this model is based on the same platform as is that of the 11th generation of the Honda Civic. Quite a bit of space within the glove box. And we have our conventional style shifter, a little bit of space up here for more storage options, cup holders, and you do have multiple driving modes. I'll show that to you in just a little bit. Hill start assist, that's a good thing with 158 horsepower, right? Depends on where you're driving and what the situation is, but that can be helpful. Power parking brake and brake hold mode. Let's see what is in the center console. Well, space for now, nothing in there. But there is a reasonable amount of space within that area. And then here is our upper console as well, just to show you what's up here in case you are curious. Here on the driver's side door, as you would expect, you're going to have a few more buttons and controls here. Here are the controls for these power side view mirrors, your heated power side view mirrors. You can lock and unlock the doors, obviously. You can do that on both doors here on the front. You can also lock the windows. You have one touch up and down windows on the front. That's why it says auto right there, but not with the rear windows. And you do have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel, pretty easy to deal with as far as that goes. Obviously, push button start, nothing out of the ordinary. We'll take a quick look at what we have with our dashboard here. You can see what you have. Pretty simplistic, but a nice look to it. Not too much going on. The interior here is somewhat minimalistic, which is not a bad thing. That's not to be meant to be a knock on the HR-V. For some people out there, that's a really good thing. And like I said earlier, you have the one touch down and one touch up windows here in the front. So that's nice to know. Here are your steering wheel mounted controls. By the way, you do have Honda sensing here, which is going to be things such as collision mitigation, braking, lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, and adaptive cruise control. Over here, you'll control not only the lights on the exterior of the vehicle, but there's something else that this lever does. Some of you know and some of you don't know what that is. And you might say, oh, how do you know that, Tom? Because I drive around you on a daily basis. Here we'll have the control that I can't say anything funny about, even though, well, I don't know. Do you use your windshield wipers or not? That's what that's for. Your windshield wipers and your rear window wiper. Steering wheel mounted controls here, pretty easy to figure out. You can really use the hunt and peck method with everything that you have here. And this is the 7-inch touchscreen. Again, very minimalistic, but that's good for some people. Let me take that plastic cover off right there, just because I know it's easier to see that way. That doesn't mean we have to actually touch it and get fingerprints on it. That way, if Monk is watching, well, he won't get upset with me. And you will find the multi-view rear view camera. Sorry, Monk, I do have to touch the screen now. Sorry about that, Adrian. Anyway, for those of you who are wondering, well, there's what we have. Now, I will say one thing here. That flickering effect that you see is only happening through the lens of my camera. Not really happening. Now, we'll also find 3 different stages of heated seats here for the driver and the passenger. Your climate control is single zone, but plenty of airflow for a smaller interior. I don't think that's a problem. And let's talk a little bit about driving this model. I told you I'd tell you about driving modes. Well, here's what we have. First, you're going to have drive right there. That's the D. And you go down to the S, that's going to be your sport mode. And the L, that stands for low. What that does, if you're in a low traction situation, you can go into L right there, and it will stay in low gear. But it will give you all the power of the engine. So that's a good thing. And how about the other driving modes here? Let's see what else we have. Well, there's Econ, there's Snow. That's a good thing. We'll also have Normal. All right, we're gonna get out on the road for our test drive. And right off the bat, what I think one of the top questions will be is ride quality. What's it like? In my opinion, my estimation, and my experience, I think the HR-V has a good, comfortable ride quality. The one thing I would love to see answers to in the comments section. For those of you who own a 23 or a 24 HR-V, what is it like long term? If you take a long road trip, how comfortable are you? I'm always curious to get feedback on some of the things that I can't necessarily provide for you in the video. But overall, an enjoyable vehicle to drive. The ride quality is good. The handling is good for what it is. Maybe not be high performance, but it's not meant to be. And for the segment of the vehicle, it seems to get the job done. Not necessarily people who are looking for a lot of horsepower, a lot of performance, and maybe the best handling, but you still get all-wheel drive for under $30,000. That's a good thing. And for those who may say, you know what, Tom, I'm looking for a vehicle that has modern features, modern functionality, maybe a backup camera, some good safety features, driving aids, but I don't need an overload of technology. This is definitely a good vehicle to consider as far as that goes. You have your backup camera, you have Honda sensing, airbags all over the place. A really good vehicle as far as that goes. Tell me what your thoughts are. When you're looking for something to drive, a new vehicle, what are the top things you look for? I'm not sure if the HR-V has those or not, but hopefully in today's video I've presented that. Now the one thing I will say, obviously you don't have a lot of horsepower here, but not everybody's worried about that. You can still get up to speed, you can still get down the road just as you need to, not a big deal. It would be interesting to see a little more horsepower available under the hood of the HR-V, but for now we have the 158 horsepower, 2-liter 4-cylinder. It seems to be able to get the job done, at least in my experience. But that's where, again, it comes back to what are your experiences like who own these vehicles? For other people who may be wanting to know, you can share that feedback with them that I can't necessarily share because I haven't had enough time in the vehicle. So tell me what you think about the 2024 Honda HR-V. One thing I didn't mention earlier in the video is there are no significant changes. In fact, there are no changes for 2024. This model was fully redesigned for the 2023 model year. Surely that does not come as a surprise to anybody, as you're not going to see major changes for a couple more years at least. We'll see what happens down the road, but for now, that's what you have. Tell me what you think about the HR-V. What trim level do you want? What color do you want for your exterior? Always curious to know about that. I do want to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this HR-V for the day. And a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel just yet, please consider doing so. That way you don't miss any future videos. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.